I'd like to go ahead and call Tuesday, October 15th City Council meeting to order. At this time, I'd ask you to rise for the invocation and our pledge. Tom Trask, our normal attorney, is not here. Brandon Hoffman is going to be doing that for us this evening.
Heavenly Father, I should turn my mic on here. Heavenly Father, give us the power to discern right from wrong and allow our words and actions to be governed thereby. May cooperation be permitted and be the mutual aim of those who, under the concepts of our Constitution and Charter, hold differing political faiths, so that all may work for the good of our beloved city, country, and your glory. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Let me correct that, Brandon Huffman, not Hoffman. I did that last time, I believe.
It's close enough.
Once again, thank you. The first item on our agenda tonight is our citizens open forum, and seeing no one out there, I'll go ahead and close that. No, I'm just kidding. We just have a couple of rules. Do not address anything that's on tonight's agenda. Please state your name and address clearly for the record, and please keep your comments to no more than 5 minutes. We'll start with the small side. Anybody on this side like to address? Yes, Mr. Custon.
Jerry Custon, Upper Kent Bay Chamber of Commerce, 101 State Street. And I just want to tell you that we're having our 18th annual Oktoberfest this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. One of the biggest and most authentic in the Bay Area, so we'll have a lot of time. You come out and see Mayor Beavis as our MC. And what I have is we've got 3 great German bands this time. We've upped that, so we added a 3rd band this time. And anybody here wants passes to get in, we got passes to get in. I'll put them on the table back there. So come on out and have a good time.
Where's it at?
Tampa Bay Downs.
Okay, good.
Right between the golf course and the end of the Downs. Big German tent. We can seat about 750 in there, I think. Yeah, so it's
Yep,
great,
I was up there today. It's huge. Yeah.
great time.
Thank you. Anybody else on this side like to address the council? How about this side? Tag team.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm Lisa Ray, Director of Public Works. I'm here representing the American Waterworks Association, and with me is Dan Sarecki, representing Oldsmar Cares. And we're here to talk to you today about the Run for Water 5K race, which is a fundraising event for Water for People and Oldsmar Cares. The proceeds will be split 50-50 between the 2 nonprofit organizations, which is being held on November 8th here in Oldsmar. The 5K race will start at the library, go down St. Pete Drive, Oakwood, Shore Drive, and then back up again and back to the library. After the 5K race, for those of you who aren't runners and are more interested in coming out and just having a good time and hanging with some friends, we are having an after party in front of the tap house. And we have quite a few local vendors that are supporting us, and Dan will talk about that in a second. But just to give you a little information about Water for People, most of you are familiar with Oldsmar Cares. It is a local charity which does a lot of good in the community. And Water for People is similar to like an Engineers Without Borders type of organization. And what it does is it works to provide clean water and the education that's necessary for clean water for third world countries. Engineers volunteer their time, they go on their own dollar, they pay their cost to go, and they go and they help third world countries develop a clean water system. The money that is raised goes to help buy the materials that are necessary for the system, and also to provide any resources that the community needs. So we usually what we do is we like to partner with local nonprofit organizations when we do different events. And so a couple months ago we got together with Oldsmar Cares and decided this would be a great opportunity to do a 5K together. And I'll ask Dan to speak a little bit about Oldsmar Cares.
Thank you, Lisa. What's really unique about the community is we have some local restaurants that have volunteered to give free food at the event. We've got Fratelli's, Famous Pizza, Tijuana Flats, Cuban Breezes, and also supporting us is the Oldsmar Tap House. We are going to be selling wristbands to all the runners for $5, which basically they can eat all the food they want. So it's a really unique thing that the people in the city of Oldsmar, the vendors, come out to help support this. The money that we raise will just go to help families in the city of Oldsmar. Oldsmar Cares, as you know, has been around for many years, and our goal is just to help the community. Oh, last thing, go to our website, runforwater5k.com. Runforwater5k.com. Sign up. It's only $30, and you're a runner, and have some fun.
And you can come if you're not a runner, because we do have the after party. And we have a couple of posters, so we'll give those to Ann, and we can help hang them up.
Last one thing, there's a walk too. There's a 1 mile walk. So if you don't want to run, you can do the 1 mile walk and still have some fun.
Must have fun though, right? Is that
Have
the-
Gotta
fun.
have fun.
It's all about fun.
It's all
Yeah.
about fun.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else on this side of the room? I know we have more. Yep, please step in the back. Yep. Can you,
You don't mind if I wheel and stuff?
you can wheel your way on up here. You're a pretty good navigator with that thing. Hey, Dan, can you help her with that? Dan?
No, I'm okay. I've got a pretty
I just want to make sure to
booming
bend it
voice.
down a little bit.
No, I'm okay. Good evening, Mayor and council members. I was asked by Cindy and the finance manager of the city of Oldsmar to perhaps come this evening because something about Republic refuse was going to be discussed later. I found out I'm the only handicapped person in Oldsmar. I am a carport pickup. I have fought with Republic to get my trash for the past 5 weeks. I don't know what the city
If
can
this is
do
on-
to
if
help
This
me.
is gonna be on the,
Yeah,
this is on the agenda.
this is an agenda item. I don't mean to put it off, but we'll address it when it's at the agenda item, if that's okay. Is that okay?
What is that going to be this evening?
Yeah.
She asked me to come and.
Yes, it's on the agenda, and we'll be getting to it. This isn't going to be a long meeting, so we'll go ahead and address it at that time.
All right, and I am Bonnie Stubbins, 1702 Azalea Court.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anybody else on this side of the room? Yep.
Hello. Thank you, Tom Price and Catherine Price, 418 Arlington Avenue East in Oldsmar. I think each one of you have a handout that I've provided. I'd like to go over a few things. I would like to ask the city commission and the mayor, council, to consider approving the use of golf carts on our 25-mile-an-hour streets in the city. I'm going to propose the golf cart rules, as well as required equipment, the pros and the cons, the map of the permitted areas and the crossings, and then also just a copy of the Dunedin golf cart ordinance, just because they're a golf cart friendly community as well. For the rules, if you wanted to have a golf cart on the road in Oldsmar, on the designated streets, which I have a map I'll go over, all golf carts must be registered by the city of Oldsmar, same as Gull Air Village. Carts must have liability insurance. Driver must possess a valid driver's license. No matter what age you are, if you're 16, 36, or 46, you have to have a license. It's not a 16 and up rule. It's a valid driver's license, as in any car or any truck. You must obey all the rules of the road, same as a car or truck. An operator manual can be distributed with the registration of the vehicle through the city. That's the city's option. Golf carts can only be driven on roads designated. No sidewalks or grass in the city can be driven on. Passengers on the cart cannot exceed the number of the seats on the cart. Pretty self-explanatory. The equipment that you need to operate a golf cart within these restricted areas are efficient brakes, brake lights, reliable steering, a horn, safe tires, rear view mirror, and reflectors on the front and the back of the cart. These are rules that are same as Gull Air Village as well as the city of Dunedin. If your cart is going to be driven between sunset and sunrise, you must have headlights, brake lights, tail lights, turn signals, and a windshield will be required. The pros and the cons of this, I would need some help with. I would say we should charge $25 a year for the cart permit for the sticker. This will add revenue to the city for the signs and the decals. This will increase family time with the picnics in the park. It's positive for the environment as there's no emissions. They're very quiet. It promotes our outdoor lifestyle in Florida, which we have some of the most beautiful parks in Pinellas County. Relaxation for the families, taking a little ride in the evening. My wife and I would love to do that. As well as the businesses in the allowed area would see increased patronage. People would go there. The parking would double. You can put 2 golf carts in every 1 parking spot, for instance, in front of a convenience store, or restaurant, or whatever throughout the city. Now, the cons to the whole thing are kids will not be allowed to drive golf carts. I cannot come up with any other cons, and I've gone to some residents and asked what would you be against? So I got kind of stonewalled there, and I'm open to any questions. Next page is the map, which I've had blown up over here, and I'll turn around for the guests and the audience as well. But I'll try to speak a little bit louder. St. Petersburg Drive. Take the mic.
We have that. Yeah. There's a mic right there. We have that. If you want to turn it towards one of those cameras.
It's on the monitor.
Oh, it is on the monitor?
Okay.
Oh, gotcha.
St. Petersburg Drive, totally off limits. It's a 35-mile-an-hour road. You would not be allowed to ride your golf carts on St. Petersburg Drive. However, we would have 2 designated crossing areas that I've picked, just up to you all for your approval, and move them, where people from the northern side of St. Petersburg Drive could get to the southern side safely and cross St. Pete Drive. Again, and the borderline on the outside is State Road 580. Never be allowed to cross 580 or be anywhere near 580. St. Petersburg Drive, again, is off limits. Lafayette, it would be up to the city council and the mayor to determine where on Lafayette you would cut it off. Where I have it cut off right now is at Spruce Street, because there is the dog park across the street, the old water plant, and the little boat area down the road there where you can launch little boats. And then the rest of the road all the way up to our beautiful beach up on the other end of Shore Drive. So the other things that I've submitted is just the rules of Dunedin, because we all know the rules of Gull Air Village, because it's within our city limits as it is. So be more than happy to answer any questions or anything that anybody might have.
I have I guess a question, and I don't know if maybe Tom might know, but is a seatbelt required or no? I know.
Oh, you look. They are not.
Okay.
On roads in Florida, and he would speak to this much better than me, 35-mile-an-hour roads you are allowed on with a golf cart, but I believe, if you have a license plate on it, you're allowed on them, but you have to have a seatbelt.
Okay. And that might be what it is. I'm out on Clearwater Beach from my office, and some of those, I think they have
seatbelts.
Seatbelts.
Yep. 25-mile-an-hour roads, they're not required. We have a golf cart company here on Racetrack Road, Fairway Golf Carts, which is a certified Florida Department of Transportation golf cart legal company that we could get in, do with to get these certified, and they can make carts legal, street legal. They have to be street legal in order to use them. So, I know my time's up.
Okay.
Any
Any
questions?
questions?
Well, in the first place, I don't know how you could possibly designate that's the only place golf carts can go, because somebody down Shore Drive East or Shore Drive West or any other street in this town, they're going to want to have a golf cart where they can drive down there also. Not
That's
just
all,
your
that's all
designated-
included.
It's all designated.
That whole yellow area. That whole yellow area.
Oh, the whole yellow,
Yeah.
You're not allowed on St. Pete Drive, and you can only cross it.
I didn't understand that
I
part.
say these 2 designated areas, Deputy Tom
That-
said he would not be opposed to, you could cross St. Pete Drive at any intersection. But I thought it would be nice if we said these are the 2 intersections that we would like, that we would mark as golf cart crossing, as Dunedin has done and my research. But no, everybody on, what you would come up with is anybody past 580, but you can't cross 580 because that's way too expensive, speed limits. Yep.
Any questions, Linda?
No, I like the idea.
Well, I'm not sure I like the idea.
Anything that's eco-friendly, I'm happy
Yeah.
for.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm doing the research because our electric charging stations we have in town, I'm doing the research to where if we can plug in there and charge your cart, or if you have to have an adapter.
Yeah, we were talking about that. It might be a voltage issue or something, and we don't want to blow the batteries up.
Yeah, I've researched that, and I don't have an answer, but I know that was a considered question.
If it's okay with council, I'd like to go ahead and put it on an agenda, and we'll just discuss it and vote on it and see where it goes from there.
Wait a minute, whoa, you want to put it on the agenda to vote on it?
Well, we'll put it on the agenda to discuss it and vote if we want to have them or not.
I think we need more background. Put it on the agenda would be fine.
Right.
But to vote on it, I think we need more background from the sheriff's department and our own research. Tom is not the one to make the decision here.
No, I understand that.
And
I didn't say it had to be the next meeting, but we can get our
that's up to you, Mayor.
ducks in a row. And I did talk to Tom, and Tom coordinated with him very closely on your golf cart and things like that. And I mean, I appreciate the homework that you did preparing this evening. In concept, and I talked to you on the phone, I like the idea. We certainly want to discuss it as a council.
Sure.
But I think it's got a lot of merit to it. And
I do have a question. If it does get approved, it's going to be for the street, not the new bike paths, right?
Right, no, bike path is considered
Already
a
people are
sidewalk.
doing it on the bike paths.
Yeah, and
You don't know the gentleman that was on the bike path, do you?
no, it wasn't me. I stayed on the street until I got in trouble.
Because I live in that area and people are
No.
riding them on the bike
The
paths.
the path is the same as a sidewalk, they're illegal. You can't, it's the same as a car. And the standards that we would have to bring a cart up to, mine has been brought up to that standard, and Deputy Tom came to my house and I showed him everything, and he said, you're up to standards. And it's, it's got everything on it that you need as a regular vehicle has.
What was the approximate cost to outfit it?
About $500
Okay.
to bring it up with your headlights, taillights, turn signals, horns, and everything like that. And like I said, we have fairway golf up the street, which is
Well, could we also get a report from Dunedin, how it's worked there?
Yeah.
yeah.
We'll do that. I'll call the mayor and see what I've actually talked to him in conversation about it. And they have a little bit different problem because they're crossing some pretty big roads over there, but overall it's working real well over there.
They have a north and a south golf cart area, as you'll see in your map.
Right.
You can't cross 580 anywhere. It'd be just like us saying we can't cross 580. It's just too dangerous.
That's
Too high.
actually state law.
Yeah, it's a state law,
Yeah.
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 So if that's okay, we'll put it on some agenda and do get
Yeah, that'd be fine.
some backup on it and get the sheriff's department to
Yeah, because my son had a golf cart here in town one time.
chime in on it.
He's legally blind, so he can't drive. He doesn't have it anymore, but, yeah.
If I lived on down there, that's the only part. That's the only con is I live on the north side of Tampa Road.
I know.
You can always bring a trailer over here.
Yeah, I know, right. I'll park it at your house.
Jerry and I'll wave at each other on our golf carts.
I mean, then we'll probably have a Christmas parade too, huh? with golf carts.
That would be nice.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you for your time,
Appreciate it.
and I'll leave that map just
That's fine.
if it's
Thank you. Anybody else on this side of the room that would like to address the council? Okay, yeah.
Where are all the dog people?
I'm Paul Hagler, 648 Shore Lake Place, and I just want to come up here in support of Tom's golf cart initiative. I live down near the bottom down there and do have a golf cart. I equipped mine myself with lights, turn signals, horns, brakes, and if you do it yourself, it's about half the cost of what, sorry, Tom, half the cost of what Tom got, and I've noticed the city has a few gem carts out there, which are electric cars. You do have them licensed as low-speed vehicles. So I see you guys are kind of moving that way too for a few of the purposes that those things are meant for. There's a lot of, everything south of 580 is a 25-mile-an-hour road. I really don't think the golf carts are going to cause any more issue than the, professional bike riders we have down on our end, or the joggers that come out as groups on Wednesday nights and run up and down the roads. Especially if you have the headlights, taillights. Well, that's for night, but and it's just I love cruising around on mine in my yard. I just think, and also Pinellas County has an area in Crystal Beach that's golf cart friendly that I don't think Tom looked into, but they permit them there, and it's the same type of situation, low speed roads, eco-friendly community, and it's.
Okay. Keep an eye out for the agenda so you can come back and support him when it's on the.
I'll be here.
When it's on the agenda.
I'll be
so.
here. And
I would like to have have staff somehow, before we do all this, draw up the guidelines, but not just what's in this book. but
Yeah, and they would have to coordinate it with the sheriff's department and.
Draw up our guidelines so we can study them.
Yep.
Yeah, what Tom's presented, or what City of Dunedin has, is their guidelines, and I know you guys, Oldsmar has Gull Air Village. I'm not sure if you have any problems up there with golf carts, or any of them trying to sneak across the road over into the shopping center to go to a movie or anything like that. I really don't know.
There's always people trying to do something, so.
And I just say, Jorge said hey.
Okay, thanks. Can we have staff kind of review what's in here? And
I would suggest that we ask the technical review committee to look at it, look at the request, and then, of course, as you know, through that process, the
Public Works and Fire Rescue and the Sheriff's Office and Leisure Services and Planning will all have an opportunity to
Perfect.
provide input.
Perfect.
Well, that's what I was alluding to before
Yeah.
it comes before council.
So that's what we'll do.
That sounds good to me.
Assume y'all are good with that.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Anybody else on this side of the room like to address the council? Seeing nobody, I'll close the citizens open forum. Our first item is the consent docket. We have five items: approved minutes of the Tuesday, September 3rd, 2013 council meeting, approved payment to legal counsel, approve a one-year extension of general engineering services for roadway and stormwater with TBE. Number 4, approve one-year extension of general engineering services for water and wastewater with Jones Edmond. And number 5, approve piggyback contract with Dunedin for sludge hauling. Does anybody wish to pull anything?
No.
Seeing no, and I'll need a motion.
So moved.
Need a second?
Second. You
Got a
right?
motion and a second. All in favor?
Make motions tonight?
Aye.
Aye. Passes 3-0. Thank you. Next item is the City of Oldsmar. Our first item is the presentation of the Council Manager Award, and that will be done by our City Manager, Mr. Bruce Haddock.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm very happy this evening to present the Council Manager Award to Dick Peck. Sure. Well, you have an opportunity. But first, I get to talk first, Dick, and then we'll give you an opportunity. Is that okay? Yeah. So I want to talk a little bit about your company that's here in Oldsmar also, QTM Incorporated at 300 Stevens Avenue. And even though we've known each other for a few years, you're the owner. Is that right?
Correct.
Are you the founder also?
Founder.
And I don't have a whole lot of questions. And one other thing that oftentimes, in fact, most of the time, when I'm up here and giving an award, or that's usually the only time I'm over here, I just make it up as I go along, which I think you can appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
But you know, tonight I actually wrote some notes because I didn't want to miss anything that I wanted to share with everybody. And, you know, we're on television also.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm on my best behavior.
Well, the reason that I selected Dick for the award this month is because he is a real Oldsmar booster. And he's gotten recognition for a number of achievements in the past, but I just thought it was a good opportunity to recognize him for being an Oldsmar booster, and perhaps some of the things that he does aren't all that well known, and he should be given some recognition for the things that he does to improve the community. And he has a strong sense of community and basically making it a better place to live. In the past, Dick has served as, was it the chairman of the Florida Manufacturers Extension Partnership? You were chairman of that for 2 or 3 years or longer?
15.
15 years, wow. You could have retired if you had gotten if that had been part of the plan, but it wasn't, was it? No. And the company, QTM, some of their products range from small surgical instruments and medical assembly to large fabrications. They're an FDA-approved contract manufacturer. And I'm going to talk a little bit about maybe some of those things. But how many years have you been in Oldsmar?
20 years.
20. Well, we're not given a 20-year award tonight, but maybe we could have come up with that next time. But just some things that, like I said, maybe they don't get a recognition for is in the past, or maybe you'd still do this currently, you have designed and fabricated wheelchairs for athletes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I actually have 2 people in wheelchairs that work for me now. They told me they were unemployable. But in seriousness, when Bruce...
They can probably hear you through there, too.
In seriousness, I go around the country, the state, for manufacturers. There's 17,000 manufacturers. I think I've been in every one of them in Florida. Well, the first question I ask the manufacturer, and they talk to me about communities, I said, what's the name of your city manager? What's the name of your fire engine? And the third thing, who's the head of the Chamber of Commerce? And let me tell you, very few can tell you that. But I can say what makes Oldsmar. People ask me about Oldsmar, and I tell them Oldsmar is the most business manufacturing community, not in this area, not in the state, in the country. Because of this gentleman here, that guy back there, and Engine 54. We laugh about Engine. I do a lot of work for Engine 54, and I never charge them. Somebody says, why don't you charge them? I said, dial 911. And I have dialed 911 in 20 years several times, 4 or 5 times. Engine 54 has been to my plant before I got off the 911. They said they're on their way. I said, no, they're not. If I can hang up with you, I go out and talk to them. The other thing is, Bruce knows my favorite statement is I look at government, you guys are going to audit me, tax me, or fine me. So I don't want anything to do with government. Oldsmar is different. Oldsmar, we have a partnership. And I can honestly say, when I go around, they ask me in economic development, I'm big in economic development of the state. I always talk about Oldsmar. It's a partnership. You guys, under Bruce's direction and help, and the previous mayor and this mayor, I'm proud of Oldsmar. I don't live in Oldsmar, but my business is in Oldsmar. I've grown my business in Oldsmar. And I think it's, from a manufacturing standpoint, it's one of the best in the area. You have the best Chamber of Commerce. And I can tell you, I've met with a lot of chamber. I brought Bruce, we just had a manufacturing dinner here. Jerry put on 164 people showed up, one of the biggest in the states. We have 5 counties represented. We had a round table, and I invited Bruce and all the manufacturers. And the question is, why is Bruce here? Because he's our partner. And he's sat next to the number 2 guy in Tallahassee, right?
Who's
Executive Director of the Department of Economic Opportunity.
Who's getting the award tonight?
That's what I'm saying.
I knew I made a good choice, didn't I?
I'll tell you, when I got this letter, I'll be honest with you. No, I'll tell you, when I got this, it was embarrassing, because I got the letter, I read it real quick. And I said, oh, they're giving Bruce an award. So I was at Jerry's meeting Monday morning, and I said, guys, we got to show up to we got to get at least 20, 40 guys to show up to show our approval of Bruce. And I started reading the letter also. I said, uh-oh, it's me. I said, well, don't anybody show up. We don't want to know anything. That's why, Jerry, what are you doing here? Go on home. No, I just think I'm very proud of it. And I just think I shouldn't get the award. Jerry, I shouldn't be up here getting this. The man should be getting an award.
No, you're standing. Yeah, whoa. You're getting the award because you deserve the award. And that's all there is to it.
Thank you.
That's pretty much the end of
Right,
it.
that's right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very deserving.
Thank you.
So that was.
That's my
I'm glad that we got that recorded, because I've heard Dick do a promotion for Oldsmar a number of times, and I thought, we should have that recorded, and then we could probably use it other places. And this is a public meeting, so who knows what.
Just don't tell a lot of people.
You're going to be on YouTube or something like that, I think.
I'll lose my image if they find out I'm talking nice about you guys.
There's just a couple of other things, and then we'll move right along, and I'll give Dick the award. But he mentioned about employees that are disabled. But the way Dick looks at something like that is employing, he doesn't ask them what you cannot do. He asks them, what can you do? What can you do that fits in with my organization? And he's been very successful in a number of fronts. And just one other thing, he also currently serves on the board of directors of the Upper Tampa Bay Manufacturers Association. So I knew before this evening that I made a good choice. You just confirmed that, so congratulations, Dick. You received the Council Manager Award for October 2013, and it's an opportunity we can say thank you for being such a tremendous booster for the city of Oldsmar.
Thank you, Bruce. Thank you.
Congratulations. Our next item, we'll stay with Mr. Haddock, the Employee Service Award.
Yes, there's 2 awards tonight. I'm going to go by seniority. And so the first award is presented to Brian Smith for 25 years of service. Here's your check. Service award in recognition for 25 years of service to the city of Oldsmar, presented to Brian Smith. 1988 to 2013. Wow. You know, that's a quarter of a century.
And I'm not even that old.
Yeah, I know. You know what I was thinking? That you were 15 when you started and you've been here 25 years, so I think you're 40 years old. I'm pretty...
Exactly.
That's what I thought, yes. And it was just a few short 5 years ago, you were up here and you got your 20-year award, as I recall.
Yeah.
You remember that, don't you?
I remember that.
And now, well, I was going to ask you why Jody didn't come tonight, but maybe I shouldn't ask that question. You want to just go on or what? Sure. Okay.
Go ahead.
Drew, I can tell you why, because the last time he was up here, I said something, yeah, that's right, and she wanted to chat.
She doesn't know you're getting the 25-year award, does she?
She knows.
Okay. Well, Brian works in parks in the Leisure Services Department, and my recollection is that you've worked in parks the entire 25 years. Is that right?
That's true, yes.
And we probably have some people here tonight or watching on television. They might not have heard all of the good things we talked about 5 years ago, like when you started in 1988, and in the entire Parks Division, there was you and two other guys?
Yep, just two of us.
You and one other guy?
Yep. For a while, it was just me and the director.
Yeah, so much for the good old days, huh? And I didn't look this up. How many people work in parks now?
A lot.
Lynn would know. 16? 16. So it has grown.
Yes.
And Brian has done, I think, every job there is in parks and some other jobs too. And he operates everything from a shovel to a backhoe and a front end loader and the things in between too. And some of the other things that he does is work on installing and repairing irrigation systems. I think you're a licensed pesticide applicator or whatever that's called. And how about with trees? What do you do with trees?
Well, we try to save them, but poor trees are getting old, and we're managing them the best we can. We're trying to save what we can, but the poor things are declining so fast that there's a lot of removals right now. So,
yeah, they've been here more than 25 years, a number of these old oak trees, haven't they?
Yes.
And so 25 years is quite a milestone. Tonight we just want to say thank you. And there's a lot more stories I could tell about work that Brian has done in every park and the medians and city property. And it's the list is almost endless, as you might expect, over 25 years. But many people compliment us on the appearance of city properties, whether that's a median on one of the state roads or one of the parks. And it's because of Brian and some of the others that keep the city very attractive. And, you know, whether it's a resident, a visitor, or somebody just driving through in their car, it makes an impression. Mm-hmm. And because of your efforts for many years now, it's been a very favorable impression. So congratulations on your 25th anniversary.
Well, thank you. I'll just do a quick one because I'm losing my voice. I want to thank everyone I work with. Thank with Len. Thank the city manager as well. You got the last speaker was right. You do a great job managing the city, and I thank you for having a great career here for the past 25 years, and hopefully several years more. So thank you.
Congratulations, Jude. Okay.
If you go down to REO's Park, the REO's Park, the bandstand is named in memory of his mama.
Thank you.
I didn't think Brian ever went home. Every time I drive Tampa Road, he's out in the median doing something. So
I want y'all to do something for me. I want you to catch this kid without a smile.
Oh, he's always smiling.
You'll never see him. Now, his wife told, that's why she didn't show up tonight. Because the last time I said that, she looked at me and gave me a frown. She said, "You think so?" He's always smiling.
give her this time.
That'll make her smile.
And I remember him when he was just this tall. You're a great guy.
Thank you.
The next service award that I have the pleasure of presenting tonight is to Bert Weber, 15 years of service. Yep. You want Bob to come up now or just for the picture? Okay.
She said I'm not going up there.
Yeah. Well, he might be surprised. But Bert is our library director, worked for the city of Oldsmar 15 years. To check.
Thank you.
Service award in recognition for 15 years of service to the city of Oldsmar presented to Roberta Weber 1998 to 2013. And when Bert first came to work for us, you worked as the children's librarian, right?
Yes, I did for 6 months.
Is that all it was?
That's all it was.
And you became the library director after that?
Right.
Well, I think even though I was taking, a big chance back then, it's worked out all right.
I've enjoyed every minute of it.
So, Bert, of course, runs a wonderful operation. Many people are patrons of the Oldsmar Library, and we've seen that increase over the years. And of course, there's a lot of work to operating a library. And while there are many things that have been accomplished before and since, one of the big accomplishments was building a new library and moving into it. And that was 5+ years ago now, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the mostest fun.
Yes. So tonight we get to recognize you on your 15th anniversary and say we appreciate the work that you do and thank you. And we're happy that we can recognize and honor you on this 15th anniversary. Congratulations.
Thank you. I just want to say thank you. I've enjoyed every minute of working for the city of Oldsmar. I enjoy the people that I work with. I enjoy working with the city council, elected officials, everyone in the city, and I love the library. So thank you very much for the opportunity.
I guess I don't want to be too hard on Bob because he might not come back next time. So you should at least introduce him, though.
Okay. Come on. Not shy, so I don't know what this is all about. My husband, Bob, been married for, what is it, 40?
You don't know, I'm not going to tell you.
43 years, yeah. Too long to remember, yeah. Okay.
Well, wait a minute. Whoa. You got to get a better picture than that.
Okay. Bert's in the middle. And we'll have a really good picture, and then we'll have the fun picture that you already took.
Do you mind flipping my note around slowly?
Awesome.
Good to see you, Bob. Glad you came tonight.
Our next item on the agenda is the presentation of proclamation of Community Planning Month, and I will go ahead and do that. Community Planning Month, whereas change is constant and affects all cities, towns, suburbs, counties, boroughs, townships, rural areas, and other places, and whereas community planning and plans can help manage this change in a way that provides better choices for how people work and live, and whereas community planning provides an opportunity for all residents to be meaningfully involved in making choices that determine the future of their community, and whereas The full benefits of planning requires public officials and citizens who understand, support, and demand excellence in planning and plan implementation. And whereas the month of October is designated as National Community Planning Month throughout the United States of America and its territories, and whereas the celebration of National Community Planning Month gives us the opportunity to publicly recognize the participation and dedication of the members of planning commissions and other citizen planners who have contributed their time and expertise to the improvement of the city of Oldsmar, and whereas we recognize the many valuable contributions made by professional community and regional planners of the city of Oldsmar, and extended our heartfelt thanks for the continued commitment to public service by these professionals. Now, therefore, I, Doug Beavis, Mayor of the City of Oldsmar, Florida, do hereby proclaim the month of October 2013 as Community Planning Month in the City of Oldsmar, in conjunction with the celebration of National Community Planning Month, dated this 15th day of October 2013. Nice. Ree, am I giving this to you? Are you back there? Okay. Yeah, come on up. It said professional plural, so you're allowed to. Congratulations. And I got to say that this community didn't just happen overnight. I've lived in the Kent Bay area since 1982 and used to drive through the city of Oldsmar. And afraid a cow was going to step out in front of me or something like that. And I talked to my friends that used to live in the area and now live in West Virginia, and I keep them abreast of what's kind of been going on in here. Or you run into people that have been gone for, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years, and they come back by and they're just amazed at the way Tampa Road looks, our lack of billboards, which is great, the Fifth Hotel, the great restaurants and the great developments that we had, and it's because of the efforts of our planning staff that really has worked hard to be a different place. We're not a US 19, and I think we hear this from a lot of even recently, the restaurants that come into the area. They want to come here because we are different. We're not just another US 19 that's happy to get a grocery store or happy to get a store. We are a different place, and it's because of the effort of you and your staff. So congratulations.
Thank you. Definitely a team effort.
Yes, it is a team effort. You want to say anything? I didn't bring a mic because I got to take mouth.
No, it's how they say, failure to plan means planning to fail. And so definitely doesn't apply to Oldsmar. And we have a vision, and I think that through the vision, we've seen the growth and the change of the community. We're a successful community because of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Congratulations. And we're not done planning, right?
Right. Never ends.
In fact, Marie just gave me tonight some planning that we did in 1981 and 1982, 1983. It's going to be one of my stories.
Oh.
But it's the planning they did back there. And also, I have to educate Kathy that she doesn't know when she moved into her house.
I'll prove it to you.
That's all I have. Our next item is our city attorney.
This is the second and final reading and public hearing of ordinance 2013-19, an ordinance declaring the intention of the city of Oldsmar, Florida to annex certain real property located in section 22, township 28 south, range 16 east, further described as 3128 Huron Avenue, into the corporate limits of the city of Oldsmar, and providing for the effective date of this ordinance.
This is a public hearing. Does anybody wish to address this ordinance? Seeing no one, I'll close the public hearing. I need a motion.
So moved.
Need a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. You calling the roll on this, or is this a vote? Call the roll, please.
Councilmember Beaverland?
Yes.
Councilmember Norris?
Yes.
Mayor Beavis?
Yes.
Second and final reading of ordinance 2013-19, annexing 3128 Huron Avenue is passed with 3 votes for and 0 against.
Anything else?
One at a time.
That's it.
One. I've read it one at a time. Next is the city manager.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Next item, consider approving the renewal of our benefits consulting agreement with the Gehring Group. We have contracted with the Gehring Group, I believe, since 2008 to provide assistance regarding employee benefit programs. which they have been a very valuable asset in those programs and modifications over the years. The agreement for your consideration tonight is a renewal. It has an annual cost of $40,000. I am recommending approval of the agreement. If you have any questions or comments, I'd be happy to respond to those. Or Mr. Braithwaite. Recommend approval.
Does anybody have any questions?
No?
Gary? No? Need a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Passes 3-0, thank you.
Thank you. Mayor and council, the next item is also renewal, different type of agreement. This is an interlocal agreement with Pinellas County and the other co-permittees for our NPDES surface water permit. NPDES is National Pollution Discharge Elimination System. This program has been in place for, I think, about 20 years now, and it's been renewed on five-year increments. The current proposal before you this evening runs through 2017. This program is addressing stormwater and, the quality of stormwater and reducing the pollution that stormwater causes. It's a cooperative program. It includes Pinellas County as the lead agency, all the cities other than the city of St. Petersburg, and I believe the Florida DOT is a party to it as well. A major part of the program is stormwater monitoring, and that's what is a significant part of the cost as well. There are some changes to the monitoring requirements. The permit has recently been renewed, and as I said, the proposed agreement before you tonight would renew the agreement until 2017. If you have any questions or comments, I'd be happy to respond to those. I recommend renewal and your approval of the interlocal agreement with Pinellas County and the other co-permittees for the surface water quality and monitoring program.
I don't have any, I'm very familiar doing stormwater. I'm very familiar with it. I don't know if anybody has any questions. If not, I need a motion.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Yeah.
Aye. Passes 3-0, thank you. Item 11A?
Yes, I would like to take this opportunity to introduce to the council and others Estefan Baza, who is our new sustainability coordinator, and he's in the Public Works Department, so I think Lisa may have some introductory comments as well.
Thank you. We're very pleased to have Estefan Baza join the city. He's been here about a month now. He's a veteran, served in the Marines for 7 years, and after finishing his tour, he went to USF, earned a master's degree in global sustainability, and spent some time working for the city of Tampa in their sustainability. And he joined us about a month ago, and so I'll let him give you a little background on himself beyond what I said and tell you some of his interests.
Have you checked his driver's license?
I was gonna say.
Yes, we did
7
check his
years,
driver's
then a master's.
license, and yeah, I know. That's why he's wearing the tie.
Thank you, Lisa. Good evening, Mayor. Good evening, City Council. I'm not as long as I look. I'm 28 years old. I grew up in Tampa, Florida, went straight into the Marine Corps from 2003 to 2010, served 7 years. Towards the end of my career, I did a tour in Afghanistan and then developed a passion for sustainability while I was in the Marine Corps. And as much as I love the Marine Corps, I wanted to make even a bigger difference in the world, which is why I decided to pursue sustainability. Came back home and attended USF, earned my master's degree in global sustainability, and here I am with the City of Oldsmar, looking to make a difference.
First, I want to thank you for your service.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, and again, thank you for the service to the country, and now it's global sustainability, so looking for some great stuff, huh?
Yes, sir. I'm very excited about the different opportunities that the City of Oldsmar will be able to be involved with. You got a great support system here within the city, within the county itself, and there's just so many opportunities that I'm looking forward to pursuing.
That's awesome. We like the city, so you're in good company. Anything else? Any questions?
No, I think it's great.
You are in the greatest city in the state of Florida.
If I
In
could
fact,
just interject.
we've even thought about succeeding and become a state of our own.
No.
Good to go.
Brandon would like to say something.
Yeah, if it makes you feel any better, you're not the youngest guy in the room.
I just look the youngest.
Oh, you're talking about me? Thanks.
Oh, welcome, Stefan. I'm so glad that your passion for continuing to want to make the world a better place and come into our little humble town, Oldsmar, is truly a blessing for us. And like everyone has said, thank you for your service. I'm sure you don't hear that enough. And we're looking forward to all the wonderful things we can continue to do here
Yes,
in
ma'am.
Oldsmar.
Thank you.
Great.
And we'd really like to say we're sorry for the city of Tampa's loss, but we're not sorry.
No, not at all.
They're sorry.
Yeah. Thanks. Welcome aboard.
Thank
Look
you.
forward to your 5 and 10 and 15 year one.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, he's young enough to get.
Yeah, you can rack a bunch up.
He'll
So.
outlive us all.
Welcome. Anything else?
I'm done.
City clerk?
I spoke with Vice Mayor Miller earlier today, and she asked me to extend a great thank you to everybody for the flowers and all the well-wishing that she's received. And she'll also ask for her absence to be excused
Yes,
today.
we'll put that on the next agenda. Yep. Good. Keep on keeping on, Janice. Next is the city council. The first item is discuss Republic services. That was at the request of Councilmember Beaverland. I think John Clifford and Patrick, I'm not going to attempt your last name, are here from Republic. If you'd like to come up and talk to the city. I know this was brought forward as a request from council, more so on the behalf of the residents of the city of Oldsmar. I know we went to single source recycling and garbage, and I think overall everything is going great, but apparently there have been some hiccups, and partially I think we talked about it outside. You did roll out the Hillsborough County a couple of weeks ago, and so I think that might have contributed to some of the problems that we were seeing, but I guess you're here to kind of address some of that, and maybe there are questions from...
Actually, now, very few people is going to understand what I'm going to do right now. John and I have known each other for a long time, and so he will understand this, and it's kind of in a smiling mood, actually, the city clerk suggested I do that.
No, I did not, she says.
Did you see that bus just run over her?
There it is.
Yeah.
Holy, or garbage truck, I should say. Wow.
Actually, that's their competitor.
Yeah, we know.
Some of this has been going on long before the fiasco in Hillsborough County. In fact, I don't even care about the fiasco in Hillsborough County. Hillsborough County can deal with their own fiascos. I probably told 200 or 300 people to stay home tonight, and I would be their mouthpiece, so you wouldn't be beat up here by a bunch of people. But I see that there are some people here to beat you up, and that's okay, because you need to be beat up because you can take it, because you've been beat up before, okay? You're used to that. Now, the services overall has been fine. My complaint, which is a lot of complaints, goes beyond Hillsborough County. It's when these guys that are running now, this new are these rentals you have, are they your employees also that's running the rental trucks, or
Yes.
are they somebody else's employees?
No, they're ours. They're our employees.
Well, whoever's running the rental truck ought to run your regular trucks then. Because the regular trucks, I am tired of getting out of my truck and moving the garbage can from the middle of my driveway so I can get in my driveway. You can go down here, and I know you run the city sometimes, John, I know that. You need to run a little more. There's garbage cans 2 or 3 feet out in St. Petersburg Drive. There's garbage cans 2 or 3 feet out in almost any road here in town. And that's aggravating, to have to dodge garbage cans. Now, I can have my garbage can inside out, upside down, no telling where it's gonna land. I'm gonna, do I need to give your cell phone out here publicly?
Yes.
No,
I can.
I don't think that's necessary right now, unless a couple of people out of here will address the individual
Okay,
situations and move forward. From there.
Then then I'll give your cell phone number out at the next meeting we have here, okay?
That we can agree.
Okay, now, you know me,
I know you.
and I'll do it.
I know that.
You have to change your cell phone, but then I'll give them your cell phone
That's
number,
okay.
okay? Because that's uncalled for. I mean, if they're in a hurry, that's still uncalled for. Put the garbage can back down where it came from, and not out in the middle of the road or in the middle of somebody's driveway or garbage everywhere. That's my complaint, Mayor. Now, I guess you've got a couple here.
And, I guess to reiterate, I mean, I've never really thought about it, but I've wondered the same thing. I mean, I've watched them. It's kind of an amazing operation, and I wonder why it happens in my neighborhood in Bay Arbor, but they pick them up, and I would think they would put them right back down where they picked them up, but it's like they almost go to an extra effort to put them down somewhere where they didn't pick it up from. I don't know how.
So what happens?
The truck actually rolls.
That's exactly what happens, and they're not supposed to do that. And just to kind of clarify for it, obviously we've had some turnover. I think we talked about it, before, Mayor. And my plan is, and what we need to do going forward, because you guys have had a high level of service for a really long time, and it's very distasteful to me to ever have you guys have an issue like this. And, what I want to do going forward, and John and I have kind of talked about this, is we need more than a couple guys that know the Oldsmar route. Because what happens is somebody gets sick, or in this case, we let a couple people go, and you guys don't get the service that you guys are accustomed to and you deserve. And we're going to handle that. And by all means, my cell phone, I don't have a problem with people having that, because I'll make sure that it gets corrected. The buck stops with me and John in Oldsmar.
The next time
So
I will
we'll get
give you
to
a cell phone number.
That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. And we'll take care of it for you. Because it shouldn't happen if, and I know the lady behind me has had bad service for about 5 weeks, and we got to take care of that.
And the lady behind you
Sure.
over here also, she wants to.
Yeah.
We'll take care of it.
And I mean, I think overall, I think we would agree that, everything has been good, but, there are going to be some hiccups. I was provided numbers tonight that since October 1st, and I talked to you about it outside, 175 complaints. And, we talked outside. I don't know that I would warrant them all as true complaints. I think right after the Hillsborough County rollout, things were kind of chaotic for you, I would admit. And what normally might be a 10 or 11 o'clock pickup that somebody's accustomed to might wind up being a 5 or 6 o'clock. They're calling to say, did somebody forget about me? No, we're running late.
And for us,
but 175 is still a lot. So.
And us, even if it's a perceived miss, and what I mean by that, if we are training guys and they may be coming down at a different time that somebody's accustomed to, that's still a miss to me.
Yeah.
And I don't accept that. And so we need to get our drivers trained and understand that, they want to get a consistent time. And we'll have more people also trained too. And I think that's also important.
Another thing that and this is rotation or way you schedule, and I'm not saying it's wrong. Sometimes for a period of time, they'll be picked up at 6:30 in the morning, and then 2 or 3 weeks or 4 weeks, and then it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't care about that.
Sure.
But wherever you pick my can up, put my can back down there.
Sure.
So I have to get out of my pickup.
Sure.
My pickup's 1996. It's tired.
Right. Well, it's also unsafe, and we shouldn't be dragging a cart down a driveway. You can hit a mailbox, or Lord forbid, somebody's in the driveway. That's an unsafe practice. The truck is supposed to stop. It's designed to stop. It's actually designed to work that way. It packs as it stopped.
3 feet in the road.
Sure. And that's what shouldn't happen.
Yeah, because in my neighborhood, when I leave in the morning or sometime, they'll all be lined up for the most part, some people put them out at the curb, in the curb, but for the most part, they're at the end of the driveway. When you come home at night, sometimes they're out in the street and things like that. So is there any, and you're talking about consistency of time, is there any procedure to notify anyone in the city if it's going to, for instance, normally it's 9, 10 o'clock, but if it's going to be 4, 5, 6 o'clock, is there any notification process? Because I'm sure we as a city field calls as well.
Sure, perceived miss. We can start. That hasn't been a communication in the past. I can tell you probably for the next couple weeks as we're training, times may not be consistent until we get the guys trained up, and then it will be consistent. Because they'll start the route and they'll end the route all at the same time. In addition to, if a person is struggling on the route, we want to know where he typically ends, so I can send somebody on the backside to help him, and they meet in the middle.
Okay. And that's all we can. I'm not saying we have to be called, but maybe if it can help us, and we might be able to field they're running late, or they had a truck breakdown or something like that. Because then we can, try and nip it in the bud beforehand.
We definitely can do that.
Okay. We do have some people from the public. If they would like to talk, you can step to the side and.
I'll step up.
Yep. Yes, ma'am. Come on up. and if it needs to be addressed, we can.
My major complaint is when I have been missed more than just this last 5 weeks since 2012, quite a few times.
Can you turn that on?
Click the little.
Oh, I got it. And when I call, and Betty and I are on a first name basis at your customer service, she will then call the field supervisor who gets somehow on a three-way call. And I guess you can see that I am in a wheelchair. And the gentleman usually says over his walkie-talkie, well, just run out in the street, ma'am, and hop up on the truck and tell the driver you're a carport pickup, or get his cell phone number. Well, I think you can see if I could run out in the street, I wouldn't need to pay extra for the service that I'm not getting. Sure. And I have repeatedly asked. Yesterday when they finally showed up and they rang my doorbell, I went outside and the gentleman said, hi, you're a backyard pickup? I said, no. I'm a carport pickup. And the irony of it all is there is a sign that you all posted on my post box with your logo, a trash can, and it says need assistance. He said, what sign are you talking about? I said, look at it. It's right there. When the truck comes by, nothing blocks your sign. So I'm trying to understand, what is it? Can they not read? I don't understand. Can you help me? Well, this has been going on since my husband died March 27th, 2012.
Of this year?
Yes, if you were to look up my record, you'll see how many times Betty and I are on a first name basis. And I realize it's unusual, but I do pay extra for it. If I could lug the can down to the end of the road, trust me, I would. Sure. And again, like Mr. Beaverland, I do see where they put it. If I have to go out, it's plunked dead center in the middle of my driveway. And it's hard enough for me to function as it is. I have artificial back and knees, and I'm not asking for anybody's sympathy. I just want the service that we're supposed to be getting. Thank you very much.
You can have my card.
Thank you.
And I will talk to you. I know you said on Azalea Court?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else like to?
I'd like to just ask her a quick question. If she's paying extra, she's due a refund, don't you think?
I've never been given a refund at all.
I mean, if
I was just told it's being picked up eventually, so you pay for it. I pay $2 a week extra to have my trash.
you guys might want to think about that.
I think she'd just be
I think
happy
she
to have
just-
it done right.
Well, that too, but I can just imagine the frustration enough.
Yes, it's been very frustrating. I've tried, I've been polite, I didn't know what else to do.
Right, and then
Yeah.
you came here on your time off.
Once or
just
twice,
So,
yeah.
Right, once or twice.
Would be,
You've got his cell phone number now. You make sure you use it.
Not trying to be a disgruntled customer, Sunday night I did even email the CEO out in Arizona.
Sure.
I still am awaiting a reply from that.
Sure.
I don't know what else to do. I've tried to work with y'all.
It's hard to have a conversation out there.
I know what y'all are doing, I know Hillsborough, I got all that down, and I found out I'm the only one in, I think, Oldsmar that is a carport pickup. But I would think that would kind of stand out to the guys on the route.
Sure.
okay, I think,
Anything you can do.
We'll take it.
yep. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. You can come on up to the podium.
I'm Cheryl Fulton. I'm at 228 Arborwood Circle in Bay Arbor. And I never go to meetings, but my feathers are ruffled. It's been 2 weeks. Well, it's been going on longer than that. But 2 weeks ago, I watched, they go way too fast. And they don't even dump all the garbage. It'll go like this, pop, and come back down. And then I still have garbage left in it. And it's the recycle that I'm talking about. That's my problem. And I always have cans. And one time, one of the jars fell out, glass. And who do you think's picking that up? Moi. The kicker was 2 weeks ago, I'm watching them with the blue recycle. And this is all operator error. This isn't because of extra whatever. And I'm sure you're training them properly. They're just not doing it right. They're too fast, or they're just lazy and don't care. And there's enough people looking for jobs. But as far as the air goes, they are lifting it. And I watched him. He did it, all the garbage went out. And then it was 3 or 4 feet off the ground, and then he just drops it. The lid flies off. I said, I don't believe this. And it was dented. And I tried to go running after. Of course, he ignored me, and I wasn't going to run all the way down. But for 2 weeks, the city, I love my city. The council, the people at utilities, Jerry, everybody is
Even
just
Jerry.
awesome.
Jerry.
Awesome.
Even here.
Even
I
Jerry.
called 7 times to get a replacement. And I know the city, I know they talked to Ed Mason. 6 of the emails were ignored, totally ignored. No one called the girls in utilities, no one responded. So that's when Carol got a hold of a supervisor because emails are ignored. Oh, well, it's another complaint. Oh, well, oh, well. Well, it's not okay. It's not okay. I've lived here for 13 years, and I've been very happy with the trash service up until, I'd say, 5 months ago, before Hillsborough. But it doesn't take much common sense or an effort of a finger to lower the level, to put the garbage pail on the ground. So number one, nothing's dented, and who's going to pay for that? The broken tops. And so I was told that it would be picked up last week. They were hoping, and it wasn't. And I left it out for 10 days.
You say the cart?
The cart, yeah. And I left it out for 10 days. I ran away from the house one errand today for 1 hour. I am Mrs. Murphy. They came and gave me a new one, and I had the one inside the garage for only an hour. An hour. So now I've been told that I should take that to the fire station, Safety Harbor, and I don't feel I should be inconvenienced. So I'll keep it back out as long as it takes, but I'd appreciate you doing it fast because I've got association to deal with too.
What's your name?
228 Arbor, ARBOR, Woods Circle.
I'm just emailing myself to the.
Okay. And the
If I have to
problem,
go get it, I'll go get it.
and the problem with not having the top on flies, whether you rinse out stuff or not, I was having flies galore in my garage and trying to get those out. So if you would just make sure these guys, all they have to do is lower the cans all the way to the ground. Don't drop them in midair.
Here's my card too. One of the reasons that we're here tonight is because that gentleman no longer works for us either. I was tired of seeing cans broken.
Yeah, and that costs.
Yeah, especially those trucks are designed so that you put it on the ground. That's why they're designed.
Well, exactly. I've watched them, and like I said, for the most part, I've been happy with everything. And then we get this person that I said, "Are you kidding me?"
Well, I think they got the
Really?
message tonight.
Thank you so
Thank you
much
for
for
your
this,
patience.
and thank you for
Thank
your
you,
time.
thank you. And I had a similar, not me personally, but I had a resident email me about a replacement can, and they were told to put it out by the curb. And I assumed, I followed all the proper channels, and I thought it had been replaced. And here 3 weeks later, I get another email that it had still not been replaced, and it's sitting out there. And so I was asking Bruce, I guess you guys actually replace them, but I didn't.
We do. We have a third party that we've contracted out that has been doing it, and I think that's why we did that one today.
Oh, okay. And because it just, is that, I mean, what's the normal turnaround, I guess, for some?
48 hours.
I would
The
think.
contract allows 5 days.
Okay.
We like to do it, I mean, really 48 hours. Because there's not that many damaged ones. and
Get it
so
off your
for us-
list. Yeah, get it off your to-do list.
Well,
Yeah.
plus we get to drive the neighborhood.
Right.
We like to do that. We like to be able to see when they're out there, and 5 days.
If you could just maybe step over a little bit closer, just so we can, that's fine.
Yeah, 5 days is a lot, so and we appreciate that in case something does happen, but we like to get within 48 hours.
I was kind of shocked when I got, because I know you guys, pride yourselves on doing a good job, but it was 3 weeks later, and she emails me again, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, it still hasn't been taken care of. So here she's got a garbage can sitting out in front of her house. I know in our neighborhood in Bay Arbor, you'd be
Get an HOA fine.
citation letters from the HOA for leaving it out in ours. So anyway. Anything?
Now, Mayor, if you still have that email, and we don't know to date whether that specific incident's been resolved?
It has been resolved. It was resolved that afternoon, coincidentally. So
Okay.
I can try and find it and forward it to somebody so you got it, but it has been resolved.
It's been resolved.
Yeah, it's been resolved.
Sure. And I think you'll see that, like Patrick said, that 48-hour turnaround going forward, now that we have somebody that's just focused on that's what they're doing. Plus, coupled with the fact that we've retrained some of these drivers, and we're not going to get those damaged carts as often as we've been experiencing right now. So.
And I appreciate you coming out. I mean, I know you guys are busy, but I appreciate you. Do you want to take that with or no? I appreciate you coming out.
Why don't y'all have one of these?
I'll get you one that's not that ugly green color.
Yeah. But, it's a way of communication. The only way you really know that there are problems is sometimes to, confront it. And we appreciate you coming out and.
Well, we appreciate the partnership.
Yep.
We really do.
So I don't have anything else. Anybody else have anything? Nope. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all.
Next item on the agenda is comments by council members. And we will start with Mr. Beaverland to my left.
Thank you. Lynn's gone. He's the one that suggested this, and I've talked to Bruce about it. These lakes out here, the new lakes we have, Lynn has suggested that it be for a fishing lake or charge. Let me tell you all something.
You talking about the Borrow Pit Lake?
Yes.
Okay.
Borrow Pit. Bass fishing is one of the most in America.
A professional sport, yeah.
The professional sport in America. You catch the largest bass and you're a millionaire overnight. That could be, to have 2 bass tournaments a year down there would put this city on the map if they were successful. I think we should.
What do you mean if? What do you mean if?
It would. You're right. You're right, Mayor. It would. We need to pursue this. So I would leave it up
Taking ownership.
to you, Mayor, and the city manager to either drop a program or put it on the agenda and bring it back to us, what bass tournaments could do for the city. It would actually be bigger than the bike track down here.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. I just asked, Tom had told us a couple of weeks ago or a month ago that we were real close to taking that property over, but evidently it has not been transferred to us yet, so we can't do anything with it. I'm excited to go out there. I'd like to go out there and see it when it's mowed down and cleared.
But we can start. We can start the planning now.
Oh, I agree. I think there's some great things that could happen with that lake out there.
Seems like something you might want your sustainability person involved in, if you're going to be taking fish out of the lake.
Are you done with that yet? So anyway, I think there's a lot of unique, great uses for that area out there.
Oh, it is.
You know.
And I think that is one of them.
Yeah.
That could put this city on the map
More than it already is.
more than it already is. It's already the most incredible city in the South, or in America. We can make it the most incredible bass fishing city in the world.
Anything else?
Oh, yes, yes. We want to send our heartfelt to Jay Dagno. He's out of his office. He's with his mama, and she's really bad. And so we want to let Jay know that
Absolutely.
that he has our thoughts.
Well, I will let him know. We appreciate
Would you
that.
please, because that's, and on that, Janice, we love you. I don't want to sit here next to an empty chair. I want somebody to fight with. And I want it to be you, Janice. And just thank you all for who you are.
Thanks.
Thanks, Jerry.
Linda?
Actually, to kind of piggyback on what Sherry said about the bass, using the Borrow Pit for that, and welcome, Stefan, because this actually has to do with, more of sustainability. We had a planning session, and we got to talk about what our priorities are for the city and what we would like to see happen. And of course, nothing is set in stone, but one of them was the ecotourism and zip lining, and Jerry talking about the Borrow Pit and, kayaks and all these things that we're talking about. That was the fun part of the conference. And I went directly to some clients afterwards, and they asked me why I had a city shirt on, and I told them what we were doing. And one of them said, "Oh my God, we drive all the way to Bradenton to zip line. That's the closest zip line." And what do you mean the Gator Nationals? And so it's exciting to be in a city that thinks ahead of things and thinks of things that will enhance the life of our citizens. So that was an interesting, evening after or Friday. And And yes, Janice, we miss you. We miss you. Our prayers are with you. I have more pastellis for you and Ruben. And so we're just praying for you and praying for you and praying for you, and you got to come back, you know. I mean, sometimes, you know, it's funny that, you know, we go back and forth and banter and everything, but we really miss you. It's quiet around here without you. So come back.
Yep. Anything else?
No, that's it.
I don't have a lot. I echo everybody's, Jay's and Janice. And, you know, Janice would be here if she could be here in any way, shape, or form. And, you know, they're taking care of her. They're trying to get her better. They've told us that, you know, they think they can whip this thing. And so we're holding them to that. And hopefully that she'll be back here. And so definitely thoughts and prayers with her. And we need somebody to keep Jerry in line down there at that end of the dais. And Gabby's out. She had a conflict that she had a previous engagement that she had to be at. That's why she's not here. I don't really have anything.
My wife would agree with you on that.
To keep you in line? Janice, yeah, I'm sure she would. I don't really have anything else other than Oktoberfest. The weather is supposed to be excellent. If you've never been, Racetrack Road, it's just a superb event. The Chamber does a great job. Probably 20, 25,000 people over the weekend, or maybe more, will be out there. And stein holding, keg hurling, log sawing, fun, craziness, and that's just what Bruce is going to do. But other than that, that's all I have. Anything else? Anything from Bruce? Anybody? No? I need a motion for the November 5th agenda, please.
So moved.
Second? Second. Motion second. All in favor? Aye?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.